Okay, welcome to my little wobbly crash course today on multiplying decimals. This will be the second time I've done this. I realised I filmed it the first time and I forgot you couldn't see the bottom of my page. So silly me has to do it again. Not to worry, I'm going to start with 15 times 7, 15.7 times 9. Okay, when we're multiplying decimals, it's a really easy rule to follow. It simply has to do with the number of decimal places, and by that I mean the number of numbers, digits after the decimal point. So we look in the question, and the number of decimal places in the question will be the same as the number of decimal places in the answer. This number here has one decimal place, which I mean there is one number after the decimal. This number doesn't have any decimal places, so altogether my question here has one decimal place, and I always write that down at the side because it's something that I need to check at the very end. In order to avoid confusion here, I am now going to ignore that decimal. Okay, some people like to put it in and they don't get confused by it. Me, I like to do it like this and then put my decimal place in the end. I know that I'm going to multiply this as a single digit number by a 3-digit. 9 times 7, 63. 5 times 9 is 45. Add the 6, we end up with 51. 9 times 1 is 9. Add the 5 is 14. Okay, I've done all my multiplying now. I need to make sure that my answer now has one decimal place. Okay, so in it goes. Okay, counting backward, one decimal place goes in. You could have done it there, you could have done it there. I tend not to. Okay, let's have a look at this number then. 18.73 times 7. Okay, how many decimal places are in this number? So after the decimal point here, there are 2 decimal places. Okay, and there's none in that number. Altogether, there are 2 decimal places. In my answer, there are going to be 2 decimal places. Okay, 18.73 times 7. Okay, whether you want to put that in there or not, I'm not putting it in just yet. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 7 is 49. Add the 2, 51. 7 times 8 is 56. Add the 5 is 61. And 7 times 1 is 7. Add the 6 is 13. I love it when we get ones that have got crazy numbers like this. Okay, not finished yet though, because I can't ignore my 2 decimal places. And in they go. That number in the end also now has 2 decimal places. Fabulous. I always also have a look going, that's close to 19. 19 times 7 is about something in the hundreds. That seems about right. Okay, let's have a look at this one now. Okay, 4.9 times 5.2. Have a look what's happening here. We've got 1 decimal place in this number, 1 decimal place in this number, giving me a total of 2 decimal places. Okay, so you do need to check both numbers. Now I'm going to do 49 times 52. Okay, and I'll put my 2 decimal places in at the end. We see now where we've got 2 decimals in both numbers, why it can get really tricky when you put decimals into the question. Okay, 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times 4 is 8, and 1 is 9. I've finished multiplying my units, so I'm now multiplying by 50. It means I need a placeholder. 5 times 9 is 45. 5 9s are 45. More carrying over. 4 5s are 20. Add the 4 is 24. Okay, add them up together. Okay, we end up with 2548, but I need to now put in my 2 decimal places. So this, my answer will have 2 decimal places. My question had 2, my answer has 2. Okay, let's have a check though. We look with that. If we were to round these, we would end up somewhere near 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. So looking at my answer now, I do know that that one is correct. Okay. The last one, which I'm hoping now you can see because I made that mistake last time. Okay, we know how to do 4 by 2 digit multiplication, but what if there's decimals in there? Okay, how many decimals in this one? 2 decimal places plus 1 decimal place means my answer will have 3 decimal places. So now 4738 times 13. Okay, 3 8s are 24, 3 3s are 9, 10, 11, 3 7s 21, 22, and 3 4s are 12, 13, 14. That's my first column. Placeholder goes down because I'm multiplying by 10, and I've got 1 times 8, 1 times 3, 1 times 7, and 1 times 4. Okay, a few things left to do. I'm going to add them together. 5, 11, and 6, and then 1, 2, 3. Off we go. I'm ending up with 61.594. Now, if you don't believe me that that's how it works, I don't know why it works like that. But get a calculator and you can check. But the rule is simple. However many decimal places in the question, you will find in the answer. Okay, so good luck. Bye-bye.